This product I actually really enjoy, and it's a bit hard to let go of. Did what everyone asked, but it still didn't work out because people don't actually know what they want. It's just not something that is needed in 2025. And I got one of the worst reactions I ever had. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to share with you guys my unemptied skincare products. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください. So obviously you guys see my empties pretty often, but I thought it was just as important to share with you guys my unemptied skincare products. Every year I do try to do a declutter of my skincare collection and see which products for one reason or another that I didn't get to finish up before the expiry date. If you didn't know already, content creation is my full-time job. So I am a full-time skincare tester, if you will, which means I try out a vast number of skincare products, whether it is for a sponsorship, a review request from you guys, or simply I am just curious myself and want to try it out. But obviously I do only have one face to try out all of these products, so there are going to be some products that I just don't end up finishing before its expiry date. So they are the products that I've collected here today. Just because it is in this box doesn't mean it is a bad product. I mean, there's products in here that I definitely enjoy. There was just one reason or another to why they didn't get picked over other things in my collection. And yeah, if it works for you, please keep using it because these are just my personal opinions. And before we get started, my skin type is dry and dehydrated. We're going to start off with cleansers, and this first one, it's not even close to its expiry. I just decided that I'm not going to give it a chance anymore because I just purely did not like it. The Canmake Quick Lash Curler Remover. So you guys should know by now that I absolutely love using these waterproof mascara removers to remove my waterproof mascara. And the one that I've been using for quite some time is the Heroine Speedy Mascara Remover. Hands down, best one there ever was. But I did try a couple other brands just to see what else is out there, and this was an absolute failed version of the product. First of all, it stings your eyes, which I feel like is like the #1 prerequisite to something that you're going to apply so close to your eye. The comb is also a little too pointy that it gets like caught on my lashes rather than smoothly applying the product on top. It is just so much more of a pain to use than just using the Heroine one. So I was like, you know what? No, I shouldn't be doing this to myself. So yeah, I made the executive decision to just let go of this one because it is just not worth my time. The next two products I'm going to mention together because the reason is kind of the same to why I stopped using them. First, the Bifesta Micellar Eye Makeup Remover and the Etude Jung Lip and Eye Remover. These are both decent products. I mean, I used almost half of both of them. They are just a eye and lip makeup remover, basically something that makes it a little bit easier to remove stubborn, like waterproof eye and lip makeup. But as I said earlier, having the Heroine Speedy Mascara Remover, these became unnecessary. I did try to use them up, but 9 times out of 10, I ended up reaching for the mascara remover rather than this. These you do have to like apply on a cotton pad and then hold there for quite some time, which I feel like is time consuming and then also wasteful of the cotton pad, because with the one type remover, you literally just apply it, cleanse the rest of your face in the meantime, and then all of it comes off at once. And I feel like it is less damaging to your lashes, less damaging to your eye area because you don't have to rub as hard, and less wasteful and less time consuming. So it was kind of just a no-brainer. I probably will not be buying this type of eye and lip makeup remover. It's just not something that is needed in 2025. Next, I have the Tovegan White Wholesome Cleansing Balm. So this one did come in a skincare box. So I actually hadn't heard of the brand prior to that. It wasn't something that I personally purchased. As you can probably see, I have not used much of the product at all. It just wasn't anything special for a cleansing balm. The smell, it is a natural fragrance. It's not like artificial. I believe it is like an essential oil or something or other, but the scent is not my favorite. And then also the texture, it doesn't melt down very easily for a cleansing balm. The original first lot of cleansing balms was probably really similar to this and we still loved it. But I think cleansing balms have evolved so much over time that if it doesn't melt away in your fingers like right away, I feel like it's just kind of like, I don't know why I have to make effort to melt it down, etc. So I did not empty it. Next, I have toners and essences. The House of Dohwa Rice Bran Toner. Even recently, I was using the mini version in my travel vlog video because I genuinely do enjoy this toner and enjoyed using it a lot, but it is a huge bottle. It is 500 mils. Obviously, I used a decent amount. Like, we did make it more than halfway, but unfortunately, it expired like right towards the end of last year. As soon as I see the expiry date and I'm aware of it, then I'm more like, okay, I have to move on. But if there is no expiry date to be seen, it's kind of terrible, but I will like continue to use the product for a little longer. But I know that especially with my job in having to test a lot of products, I don't really want to take the risk of using a product that I know is expired in the possibility that it would cause reactions or skin irritations where I would have to stop testing products. They actually did release a 200ml version, which I actually think would be better if you are someone like me who uses like multiple different products, because it is definitely hard to get through a whole big 500ml bottle. But yes, love it, love it. Next, I have the Aprilskin Artemisia Rice Essence Toner. I could not tell you why I don't like this product. It has Artemisia extract, which is mugwort extract. It also has rice. I feel like it is everything that I should like in a toner, but for some reason, I just did not reach for it. So many times I try to put it in like a place where I see it, where I'll try to go to use it, and I just didn't. You guys know how much I love the I'm From Mugwort essence, maybe because that is already something that I love that has this ingredient, so I just end up reaching for that one. That one definitely has a bit more of like a slightly viscous texture, a bit of a slip to it, and feels more like, I don't know, I just prefer it. And yeah, I just did not use this one. Couldn't give you a good reason, but that's what happened. Next, I have the Rovectin Skin Essentials Activating Treatment Lotion. It is called something else now. This is the old packaging, but how cute. It has a little kitty on it. My opinion on this one has definitely changed over time. The first time I used it, which honestly is probably like maybe 7 to 8 years ago when I first really started trying K-Beauty, it was something very, ooh, K-Beauty hydrating toner. It was very exciting to me. Over time, I feel like we have gotten so many more products that are this, but better efficacy and better like texture and user experience, that this one kind of falls behind now. It is still really nice and hydrating, but I do find that sometimes it can leave my skin feeling sticky, or like it can foam up in the process of application. I would go for the Hada one. I feel like it is a lot more affordable. It just sinks into the skin better and has like similar kind of effects and ingredients. If anything, I like the Lotus Water toner from Rovectin now better than this original one. And the last kind of toner essence I have is the Snail and Azulene Water Essence. Initially, I actually really loved this essence, I guess you would call it. It had a beautiful, like slightly viscous texture, really synced in well and all of that. But I tried the, was it the COSRX? Yeah, the COSRX Snail Mucin Essence, which had a really high concentration of snail mucin, and I got one of the worst reactions I ever had. This one says it's 87%, so lower than the COSRX, but it's still pretty high. Since that happened, I've basically kind of steered away from snail mucin. I used to be able to use it, and actually the cleanser from this range I absolutely loved. As a product itself, it is beautiful. If you like snail mucin, I feel like you really would enjoy it. Next, I do have serums. The Mary & May Hyaluronics Serum. So with this one, it is kind of the same argument as the Rovectin toner, but we have so many simple hydrating serums now, especially that are hyaluronic acid based, that I feel like everyone is getting over them, including myself. I would rather use the Tovegan. I think the Tovegan is like the only hyaluronic acid serum that I continue to come back to, just because it does sink in very quickly and it doesn't leave any stickiness that a lot of hyaluronic acid serums can leave. And yeah, this one's just boring and I did not use it. Mary & May serums are really nice though, and the other ones for sure, but I just don't think we really need hyaluronic acid serums anymore, right? Element Pure Vitamin C 20% Element. I remember being really excited when they were coming out with this new brand. The whole concept of the brand was basically getting rid of buffers or filler ingredients and just delivering the essentials of the skincare product. So this one is a 20% pure vitamin C serum. I think the issue was you do need those filler ingredients. You do need those buffer ingredients ingredients. Those are the things that add to, say, the texture, the user experience, which makes you want to use it. And I always talk about this because I am someone who, like, no matter how good the ingredients are, if it doesn't feel nice on my face, if I don't like the texture, if I don't like the smell or whatever, I'm just not going to use it. And I feel like this brand, it fell into that trap and did what everyone asked, but it still didn't work out because people don't actually know what they want. The texture was the reason I could not use this. It is a pretty thick, sticky serum for a vitamin C serum, and I feel like most of us do agree that vitamin C serums are already something that does struggle with user experience. It's hard to find a very potent one that has a nice texture and doesn't leave like an oiliness on the skin, etc. It was just like, now the brand doesn't exist, which makes me kind of sad, but it's not like I was a huge fan of any of the products, so, you know, it's time to move on. That's what the skincare industry is. Last serum I have is the Aprilskin Keratin Clarifying Serum. It is a beautifully lightweight textured serum that can help with breakouts and control oil and that. But I do not have acne prone skin, hence why I just didn't really have the opportunity to use this one quite as often. In like summer and stuff, when I get a little bit more congested and that, I would use it, but say in wintertime and stuff, I don't really get breakouts often enough for this to be a staple in my routine. I would choose other more like antioxidant serums or soothing stuff because I do use my spot treatment and I feel like that gets me over the couple of dots I get. Versus someone who might get severe breakouts like all over their skin, I feel like this is something that is really easy to just apply all over and it helps to soothe everything down and all of that. But yeah, I didn't get to use it up before the expiry date. Next, I have moisturizers, and we definitely do have a bit of a theme when it comes to moisturizers. They are all jars, which I feel like there's quite a few of you guys out there who would understand. Moisturizers in jars are just something that is very, I don't know, we know why we don't like them, right? But anyways, first one I have is the Dr. G Red Blemish Clear Soothing Cream. I think I have mentioned my thoughts on this one a couple of times on my channel because it is one of the most popular long-selling moisturizers in Korea, but I just didn't really see the hype. I do think it's my skin type. It is a really nice lightweight gel texture that is supposed to be soothing and that is supposed to help with some breakout issues too. Already, I don't use gel creams very often. I mean, look at that beautiful texture though. It is definitely like nice feeling. It's just not enough moisture for me and I don't really get any benefits from it personally. So I did not use it much at all. I also have the Parnell Sikamanu Gel Cream. Again, gel cream, it is not a formula that I like fall in love with very often. If I'm going to use a gel cream in the morning, I would usually reach for a emulsion more likely because it is still lightweight, but it has a bit more of that moisture and richness to it, which my dry skin needs. This one was definitely one that I fairly enjoyed. I mean, you know, we dipped a little bit in there, but again, the whole jar situation doesn't make me continue wanting to use it. But I did see that they actually put this one in a tube now. They definitely made the right move because it automatically makes me want to like give it another go. And then the last moisturizer I have is the Ato Palm MLE cream. This one is actually a beautiful moisturizer, and especially for dry skin at nighttime, it is a dream. The texture is very, very thick. It will not fall out of there at all. Like at all, it barely moves. As you get deeper, the more you have to dig in your fingers. I generally do have longer nails, which means that every time I dip into a cream, it is going to go under my nails, or even if I use a spatula. I like the idea of spatulas, but like, where do you put them? Where do you store them? How do you keep them clean? I used a fair amount and Logan actually used this one too, but we did not get anywhere near finishing. It's like here, but I feel like it is really great value. It is 100 mils, so a decent sized product, and again, a very nice, rich, nourishing formula that is good for sensitive skin too. I wish we could keep using this one. I'll probably use it on my elbows and knees and etc. I do just have one sunscreen. Yeah, one sunscreen. The Aesthetics RX Face and Body Sunscreen. Quite random. I feel like a lot of people will have never heard of this, but it is an Australian brand. It is a SPF 50 face and body sunscreen. Obviously, huge bottle, 200 mils. Pretty much the reason why we didn't use it up up is because it is a big one, but it is nice that it is a big one, right? This one was the one we used when we went to the beach, which was very infrequently. We don't go to the beach too often. It does say it is face and body, although it is rich and it is highly adhesive and protective. I remember when I applied it on my body, like when I got home to wash it off, I could tell I really had to like foam up that cleanser. I think I even like double cleansed to make sure it was off because I could tell it was sticking to my skin so well that it was hard to even wash off in the shower, which is great for the beach. You know it's going to stay on your skin, it's waterproof, it's not going to wash off in the water, which is great. Because of that, it wasn't something that I liked using on my face. It was a little bit thick for my liking, but it was pretty nourishing. And in terms of like SPF standards in Australia, I would say it is a pretty nice formula that a lot of people would like. It has a bit of greasiness to it, but not overly greasy and not overly sunscreeny, if that makes sense. Lastly, I do have special care items, which I always feel like is like a little bit of a hard one to finish up at times. First, the Parnell Apple Vinegar Pore Pad. I emptied the cleanser of this line, and then I also emptied the toner pads from the Sikamanu line, so I really did enjoy them. The Sikamanu line is really nice and soothing, whereas this one is going to target a bit more of those breakouts and kind of oil control too. For me, who has drier skin, it's not something that I could use all of the time. How cute is it though? It's literally an apple shape. The texture is like a little bit on the rougher side. It's not like a completely smooth toner pad, and it does also have apple cider vinegar along with I think some gentle exfoliating ingredients. I feel like I couldn't always use it all over my face, especially like my cheek area can get irritated fairly easily. I would use it to like wipe off my neck and use my T-zone and stuff versus ones that are more smooth in texture. I don't have to worry about getting any irritation even if I use it every single day. I still used a decent amount, more than halfway, and obviously there's like absolute plenty of juice. I am going to finish up using them on my body, elbows, knees, those rough patches. Nice to get a little bit of exfoliation in there, just not on my face. The Pyungkang Yud Black Tea Time Reverse Eye Patch. I know a lot of people love wearing eye patches and that's cool, but I don't know, I never feel like I have the right opportunity to wear them. We used definitely a decent amount. I will occasionally use them when I'm doing like DIY masking on my face as well too, but I think my issue with eye patches is first things I do find this type of eye patch does tend to slide on my face. Like I'll apply it and then it'll just gradually make its way down because it is quite slippery. I'm using the Arbib ones at the moment and they do have a bit of texture to them, which I feel like it helps to stick to my skin better. So I have been liking them a bit more. And then the other thing is it doesn't quite get the areas that I want it to. This, it kind of misses this area where you get a lot of fine lines. This, it doesn't quite get this area where you have a lot of pigmentation, and then it almost comes down too far onto your cheek where I like to DIY mask pores on my cheeks. So then this comes too far down. So I'm like, which do I prioritize? Which do I put on top? I don't know. This is probably a dilemma that only I faced. I just find that I never get through eye patches quickly enough. So unfortunately it expired before I could use them. This product I actually really enjoy, and it's a bit hard to let go of. The I'm From Honey mask. This is definitely not my first jar, and it was a product that I used to use all of the time, but I have started to steer very clearly of wash off masks. I don't find the benefits outweigh the effort because you have to cleanse your face and then apply it and then cleanse it off, which I want to do in the shower because it gets so messy and it's such an effort to wash it off in the sink. So yeah, I do tend to go for sheet masks, and I feel like I can get kind of the same effects that are moisturizing, glowy, kind of hydrating finish from a sheet mask rather than a wash off mask. Because it is honey, it is starting to like separate in the jar a little bit. Obviously is, yeah, time to let it go. It still smells so good though. The last product we have is the Snail and Azulene sleeping mask. So you can probably guess the reason to this one, but yeah, same with the toner. It again was a product that I got scared to use after I had the reaction with the Snail mucin. Although someone who did enjoy it was Logan. He did definitely use a decent amount of it. I mean, we're almost empty. It was a beautiful sleeping mask to wear at the end of your routine at nighttime. It really did feel like it locked everything going in and it added a layer of moisture. It helps to soothe and helps with redness as well. But again, sleeping masks are something that I feel like you don't always need. If you have a good moisturizer, a lot of the time that feels like enough. So it's not something that we'd reach for every single day. But that texture, gosh, it's beautiful. If you are looking for a sleeping mask, it's definitely one to consider. And there you have it, you guys. They are all my unemptied skincare products. I do think I did like my first one about a year ago, so I will try to do it at least once a year when I do a big declutter. I do always think it's important to share with you guys the reality of what I do as a job, I guess. There's just products that don't get used up, and to talk about products that aren't always a hit with you. Like, we always talk about products that are good online, I feel like, but not always ones that didn't work out. So I hope you guys got a little insight into some of these products. Once again, if it's working for you, amazing. Please keep using it. These are just my personal opinions according to my experiences and my skin type. If you do still want to hang out with me for a little bit longer, I have selected 2 videos here for you to check out. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.